How we doing, sir?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you know, Thompson, right?
Yeah,
May I shake your hand, sir?
absolutely.
All right.
What's happening?
This is for me. I'm recording because I wanna. Anyway, so the other day there was an altercation down at the end of the street. I went down and tried to peacefully resolve it, and it turned into the gentleman threatening me with violence. He was working on a vehicle, so he had a ratchet in his hand. And as he's threatening me with violence, he's waving it at me, towards me, and there was two other kids there, and I started separating myself. You know, I did let my emotions get the best of me, and I fed into the yelling and arguing. So, but I called 911 because I'm not going to deal with it. I backed away, and Officer Colasino and Officer Jackson arrived on the scene. And one thing that puzzles me is why they went to them first and not me, since I'm the one that called in the complaint. Why would they do that?
I'm assuming because that's where it originated. I don't know.
Okay. So, but with Officer Colasino coming and talking to me, there was a debate over the car that was parked in the, so there was a car on the side of the road down there, like basically where the truck is, right down there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another car parked directly on the side of it in the middle of the road. And that's what led me to go down there and ask them to please not clog up the street, because it's a one-way street. There's only one. There's a dead end. There's only one way in.
Mm-hmm.
And then he it blew up. But I asked him. I said, is it okay for him to park there? And he said to me, he goes, well, I don't know if you consider parked. I'm like, how do you not know if that's parked or not? And he goes, well, it could be parked, it could be standing. Nobody was in the car. So I'm like, well, he's not in the car. It's either shut off or in park, so it's got to be parked. Yes or no? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, how do you not know that? Like, is it parked or is it standing? He goes, like under his breath, he's like, it's parked, I guess. And then the kid went, and Jackson was talking with them. The kid went to get in the car, and he goes, now it's standing. So I'm like, okay, so you knew from the beginning that with him out of the car, it's parked. With him in it, it's standing. So why would he blatantly lie to my face about that? And then the kid who got in the car shouted out a verbal, he's like, I'll fucking punch your face, you pussy boy, or something like that, right? I have it all on video. I can show you everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, he can sit there and threaten me? And he goes, oh, I didn't hear it. My camera picked it up, and we're standing as close as you and I are. And then I'm like, he's like, I didn't hear it. So I'm like, man, that's messed up. So Officer Jackson gets him back in the car, but the gentleman who I had an issue with, the kid gets back in his car to move it. The gentleman who I never had any kind of interaction. His name is Michael at the end of the street. Mm-hmm. Comes walking up to me in Colasino, and in front of Colasino, talking about, I'll knock your fucking teeth out. And Colasino then separates him, puts his hand on him, separates him, and then the guy's son comes up. He's like, no, fuck that, Traverse, let me go. I'll fucking knock him out. And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, why? I should be able to press charges. What law is he breaking right there? And I looked it up. Is it not menacing?
It would be a harassment, verbal harassment.
Are you sure? Because I looked up the penal code. It said 120.15 said threat of harm or violence. It's menacing in the third.
Yeah, so harassment is like a verbal threat like that.
Okay.
Menacing rises to menacing when somebody's got a weapon or something like that.
Okay, so I guess there's gray area in that one, because when I looked it up, it didn't say anything in regards to any weapon. Mm-hmm. But even still, at that point in time, there should have been some kind of something. He should have asked me, do you want to press charges or anything, or do you want something done about this? Mm-hmm. Should it or should it have not?
Sure, and I wasn't here, so I'm just trying to get
No, I get you. And if you would like, I can show you this video and or the part that I'm specifically talking about and or send it to you.
So the part you're not going to like is if Colasino didn't do something, Calcino's going to complete it. Okay, we're not going to have somebody else do Calcino's work for him.
But he lied to me. I didn't want to. I don't want to deal with him.
I get that. I get that. But if I divert everybody who's upset with a cop, so somebody else has to deal with them,
Well,
then I'm just going to keep dealing with that.
and I
want
get.
Calcino to follow through with it.
So how?
You're going to start from square one, just like you and I are doing.
Okay. So so starting from square one. Now how can I show him his mistakes for him to correct it? Like if he doesn't like.
We're not even going to go down the mistake road. We're going to start from square one, just like you and I are doing. And you're going to express the fact that you want to press charges for him saying whatever he said.
You knock my teeth out. Like and not to mention today is the only day that it hasn't happened. But Monday, Tuesday, as I'm leaving my house and coming back, they're in their yard cackling. Bitch boy, ha 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 ha. Like, and the gentleman got on my social media page and is like borderline harassing me there. Like, what is, I mean, what
So
the
we're going to have Calcino packaging it all together. He's in tonight. I'm going to see him at 8 o'clock.
okay.
And I will have him follow up with you.
All right, because I mean, I don't know. I didn't want to deal with him because of.
I get that. Believe
I
me,
mean,
I get that.
If he didn't lie to me like straight to my face and or say, "Oh, I didn't hear that." Like when it's blatantly heard on video, like if my video is capturing something that's happened 30 feet away, the officer who's trained to should be trained to know his surroundings should hear it as well. Yes.
I agree.
So.
Like I said, I wasn't here. So
Oh, I
don't
know you
what
weren't
was-
here.
What was?
I know you weren't here, and that's I mean, you know,
Hang on one second.
yes.
Call of a two-car property damage, no injuries. East Maple and Sienna Street, also not blocking.
I also tried. I wanted to file a complaint. I'm going to. I filled out the paperwork. Alice gave me the paper yesterday. I tried to drop it off today after work, but nobody was
You
there.
got it?
I do,
I can
but
take it.
I would like a copy of it if I can get that.
Okay. Well, that would require coming to the station.
Yeah.
So you can stop in tomorrow on your way to work, or
Okay.
Whatever.
I'll probably do it on my lunch break. I get an hour lunch break. I can stop in. But I mean, I don't know. It's very frustrating that, you know, protect and serve and like your mission statement says, you know, we're a community that needs to build trust with each other. And if
so we're going to start from square one. He's going to contact you tonight. Call volume matters, so if he doesn't get right to you,
no, I get it. I'm not
Okay.
expecting to be on the top of the pile. I mean.
I'm just trying to explain if he doesn't.
And I get it,
right
and
to you.
I appreciate you. You've been very polite,
Mhm.
but I mean, I honestly didn't want to deal with him. I didn't want to.
And I understand that.
I'm not a
But you can
person.
understand why I have to make him deal with it.
I get it. No, I get it. And I'm a person. I don't like conflict. I don't like to have to deal with. I don't want to have to deal with the police if I didn't have to. That's why I went down there and tried to peacefully resolve the situation. And then he blew up. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm like, I got kids myself.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I asked my kid not to park over there. I'm like, well, no disrespect. I mean, you shouldn't. Don't ask him, make him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should. I don't know about you, but should they be able to park on both sides of the street down there to congest it?
Well, you got to be able to get fire equipment through there.
So, but they do it all the time.
Call 911.
And I did,
No
and you know,
job is too small.
and you know what I did, sir? Was it last
the next
night?
day. It was the next
Or
day. It was
Monday. I called, and I made the complaint. I was leaving. I wasn't gonna be here to be followed up. A cop came, and when I got home, their cars were still on the same spot. They didn't move, not one bit. So I mean, how was that?
Call again. You're not gonna annoy us by calling.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want, like, they're the first house we see and the last house we see.
I get it.
and they sit in their side yard, and I gotta, if I'm riding with my girlfriend and our kids, and my kids are in the car, and I hear, oh, bitch boy, pussy, like, my kids are hearing that. So I gotta keep my window up until I get off my own street? That's pretty messed up.
It is. I'm gonna have Calcino get in touch with you.
Okay.
You're gonna be available tonight?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, I'll have him follow up with you.
Thompson, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.